If you are sick of burning through credits creating videos using Seedance 2.5 or Seedance 2.0, well, today I'm going to share with you a much cheaper alternative which actually does a pretty decent job. It's called WAN 3.0, and although it doesn't quite have the supreme polish that Seedance 2.5 has, it does perform pretty well and is highly intelligent in other ways that do compete with Seedanced. So today I'm going to go in, I'm going to show you how this all works, compare the differences, and dive a little bit deep so you know what to expect if you want to start using WAN 3.0 for yourself. But I also want to quickly mention that this video is sponsored by OpenArt, so I'll be using them to generate these videos today. So there's a link below if you want to check them out. So we're going to start by asking the question, how is WAN 3.0 different from other AI video models? And the answer that's being pushed is complexity. This model has been designed to handle far more complex scenes at higher quality. So the improvements that they're pushing here are things like better subject consistency. So with many characters and objects, it should be more reliable from shot to shot, but also better camera control. You have these direct movement settings you can actually select, so you don't actually have to prompt for these, so you get a bit more control. There's also the keyframe preview where keyframes of the generation are being previewed before the shot is finished generating, but also you have high detail and resolution. So instead of just 1080p, we can go up to 4K resolution. But what's really cool is we can generate up to 30-second videos using WAN 3.0. But in order to get started, I'll show you how you can start using WAN 3.0 so you get a bit of an idea of how it works before you start generating some of these videos for yourself. Now, if you're using OpenArt, you simply head down to the video section and you can either use text to video or frame to video. We'll go with text to video. Like I said, you can also use image to video, dragging a start frame and an end frame. For now, we're just going to go text with reference. If you look at the model section here, it says Seedanced. I can come over here, scroll down. I choose WAN 3.0. And I can just simply type a text prompt, but I'm going to actually drag in a reference. I'm going to drag in a picture of me and use myself as part of the video. I'm going to come down and type prompt. I'm going to say the man from, I'm going to type in @ to reference the image. So I click image 1. It says a prompt of me walking through the middle of Egypt, looking at the pyramids of Giza. I'm also going to add in a camera angle at the end. I'm going to go for orbit 360. And these are not all necessary. You can choose to use them or not use them. I'm going to come down and we can choose the resolution. Now, at the moment, 4K isn't available, but it is rolling out soon. So that is definitely coming soon with WAN 3.0. It's just not available yet. But for now, let's bring it up to 1080p. We'll go for 15 seconds. And of course, I can choose to have the audio on or off, but otherwise, I'm going to hit generate to see what we get. Of course, we have me walking through the desert. Nice, sharp, clean picture. And also, it does kind of look like me from what we've seen so far, but overall, a very high quality shot with excellent camera movement. So I'd say this is definitely a win, even though I absolutely hate the look on my face. Another really awesome part about WAN 3.0 is the camera angle control. It handles that along with the movement very well, so you can create really dynamic shots. And there's a few settings there you can simply click in order to tell the model what it is you want to see. And so with using WAN 3.0, I've typed up this prompt right here. I'm going to come down the bottom left here to camera, and choose a camera angle to start with and test out a few of these different angles. And what we get across these different angles is quite consistent. You can see bottom left, the camera is panning to the left in this shot here. It's going to tilt up with this shot with the samurai here. Keeping in mind, our prompt is exactly the same. All we're doing is selecting these different camera movements, and it's been a pretty simple, pretty reliable way to take more control over the shot. But also things like tracking shots. So there's a few shots here you might not think to prompt for, like a following shot. You'll notice that there's also a bit of a letterbox format for some of these videos, but you can start to get some really dynamic shots when you opt for things like the crane shot here or the drone fly through, and the little animations on the buttons help you to see what you're going to get. The jib shot here, I love the way it comes around to the back of the warrior. So you can see you can actually quite easily get some dynamic camera movement using these options, which I think can be a little bit more reliable than trying to prompt for it manually. Now, of course, with WAN 3.0, we've been using text to video, but there's also an image to video section here. So if I drag this image in, you can see that the camera angles work pretty well. So if I come down here and choose a jib shot of a flaming Oni mask, by simply having that camera angle in there and the image, and you can add an end frame as well, but if I come down and generate that, it handles that camera angle of the image just as well as text to video. Now, recently when I covered Seedance 2.5, I mentioned how it handles multimodal references, the ability to upload things like images into the prompt area to use as references within your video. Now, with Seedance 2.5, you can use up to 50 references. So WAN doesn't go quite that far, but you can add up to 20 images or references into your prompt, and it handles them really quite well. So once again, I'll show you how that works and give you a bit of an idea of what you can expect. So I gathered up these 5 images to use as image references for this video because I want to test out how well WAN handled them all. So we got a few different character types, got a background, a chest. So I can use these to build a sequence or a scene to test out. So I dragged all 5 images into the reference area in OpenArt. I then typed up this complete prompt where I've referenced each image in the scene, and if you want to choose those references, just simply type in @ into your prompt. You'll get a drop down to select the image you want to use. It then shows the resolution and the length of the video. Hit generate, and already we've got these 3 references in the scene. A nice cohesive animation, and it's following our prompt pretty closely, keeping those references pretty true, and then out comes our character from the other reference along with the chest. There was no weird janky animation. All of the references look pretty spot on, and it all flowed pretty naturally and kept the references as close to the images as possible. Now, you're not always going to want to generate videos that are just like clean, simple live action videos like what I've got here. I always like to try out different styles like animation to see how well different models handle and convert between different video styles. So I decided to throw a few at WAN 3.0 just to see how they turn out. It hits a lot of the mainstream styles I threw at it pretty well. Like the 1980s sitcom has that 1980s look to it. It doesn't really look like a sitcom, but it does manage to capture the look considering what I prompted for. The dynamic anime film does a pretty good job. More like a bit of a 3D, almost sort of like cel-shaded anime style film. But when I decided to go for Pixar, it definitely seemed to nail that as well. This looks quite realistic, but you can see the styling when the character hops out of the car. So it seems to handle 3D pretty well. As you can see here, I went for a bit more of an Unreal Engine 3D render of a video game cinematic. And when the character gets out of the car, this looks pretty much exactly like what I was thinking. But a few that it really struggled with was the 1930s rubber hose cartoon. It's got a 1930s aesthetic, but more of just a plain cartoon style. And with the 2020s action movie, I thought this looked pretty good until I saw the man get out of the car and realized it looked more like a 3D animation. So definitely helps if you want real life action to mention that in your prompt. I like to use shot in 35mm film, and that quite often makes things look much more realistic than if I just simply said something like live action. Now it's time to really dig into the big part of what Seedance is known for, which is movement and action. How well does WAN 3.0 compare? Well, I've got a bunch of tests here to compare WAN 3.0 to Seedance 2.5 so you can see where the drawbacks are and see where it is that you want to actually start to opt for WAN 3.0 to save on credits and where you might want to opt for Seedance in order to get that improved movement. But first, a Seedance 2.0 video. You can see the prompt here. I thought this would be a really great comparison to start off with, and then I'll jump into some Seedance 2.5 videos. And with Seedance, we can see it follows the instructions and does a pretty good job, just as it always has. But if we switch over to WAN, it's not quite as good, but better than I expected. It does handle action pretty well, but just not quite as good as Seedance 2. When I switched to Seedance 2.5 for this video, about a car stopping on the side of the road and a man being chased off by a giant monster, Seedance 2 does a pretty good job with some natural cuts and a bit of time to appreciate what's going on, but falls short a little at the end. But switching to WAN, and I think the movement is actually matched. Everything here looks to be just as good, just a slightly different touch, but the end gets a bit funny again, showing that WAN is much closer to Seedance 2.5 in this instance. But with that last bit at the end being a little bit weird and choppy, and that's where it sort of falls short and is not quite as good as Seedance 2. But moving on to Seedance 2.5 again. This Tom Cruise looking pilot and fighter jet sequence is pretty smooth and pretty seamless. Whereas the WAN version works quite well in some spots, but is a bit mixed up overall. And so I think this demonstrates how when you want really complex action, you still need to steer towards Seedance 2.5 for the best results. But coming back in, I have Seedance 2 selected, and you'll see again, we have 720p, 15 seconds for 1200 credits. So with the release of Seedance 2.5, keeping those same settings, it's 1955 credits. So it actually costs even more to use Seedance 2, whereas if we simply switch to WAN, you'll notice the same video is only 375 credits, an absolute fraction of the cost of the Seedance videos. So considering that this is actually a really decent model, and although the action isn't as good as Seedance 2, you can save a lot of credits by using it for a lot of shots that don't require that level of action. But I also ran a few basic tests on WAN's intelligence because most of these cheaper AI video models are pretty straightforward, and I was surprised by how well it handled some of the requests I actually threw at it. Now with Seedance 2.5, I used this image here and asked for this video of a man saying hello in English and then repeating the same phrase in Japanese. I didn't actually say what words to use, but this is what I got using Seedance 2.5.
Hello. Konnichiwa.
And so it handled that pretty well. With WAN 3.0,
Hello. Konnichiwa.
it's not quite as polished, but it definitely did the job just as intelligently. But also with Seedance 2.5, I had a very simple prompt. Have a rock star say the German phrase "Du hast mich" with 2 S's, which is "you hate me," and repeat those words in English, kind of then translating them back. So again, with Seedance 2.5,
Du hast mich.
he says the German phrase,
Tone shifting raw.
something else in the middle,
You hate me.
and then the English. But with WAN, it just does it exactly as requested.
Du hast mich.
The German phrase,
You hate me.
and then the English phrase. So then I repeated another test, this time uploading a comic as a visual reference to see how intelligently it could convert that comic into an animation. And this is what I got with Seedance 2.5.
At very last.
And it did a great job. Here is the WAN 3.0 version. Again, it doesn't have to polish Seedance, but it seems to be just as intelligent at taking those instructions and converting them into a video. So you can see the intelligence actually rivals Seedance 2.5. The way it's able to be multilingual, as well as interpret some of the instructions in the image, was pretty impressive, and I think the results are very good, especially considering the price that it costs to generate these videos. Now, I did mention earlier keyframe preview. Now, what the idea of this is that when you're rendering a video, you can see the keyframes as they generate. So that way you can kind of see what's coming before the video is actually finished. But this isn't actually available yet along with the 4K renders, but hopefully those features come out soon so we can check them out and see how well they work. So you can start to see the fact that we can create these 30-second long clips like Seedance 2.5, the 4K resolution, the added sort of polish on the videos, the camera movement, the fact that it handles everything pretty well. I would say probably about 75% as well as Seedance 2, means that if you really just run on WAN by default, when you start to get things you don't like, then try moving up to Seedance 2.5. My ultimate conclusion with this is just that it's such a great model when it comes to value for money. So it's not the best model out there, but I would say it's probably the best value model out there considering how much money you would spend on each video generation. And of course, like any AI video model, there are a bunch of use cases for WAN 3.0 as well. So this is a great tool for social media, so videos, shorts, or even TikTok, because you can create 30-second videos in a single generation, which can save you a lot of time if you're looking to create longer videos for these platforms. But obviously there's things like short films and storytelling because you can create these complex shots. You can use some physical action, although Seedance 2 might be best for some of the really complex action, but the movement with the consistency and dynamic camera control makes it a terrific option for nailing things down quickly with using less credits. But also things like commercials and ads, because you can have things like a consistent recurring character and also use the product as a visual reference, and this works in with all of the above with the complexity and the camera control. So it really is great for nailing down certain objects and people and putting them into your video. So I highly recommend you actually go and check out WAN 3.0. It's a lot of great value for money. You may be surprised at how well the videos actually turn out when you use it. Now in this video, I've been using OpenArt, so they have sponsored this video. There's a link below if you want to check them out. And like I said, this is a pretty cost-effective model, so you probably don't need a massive plan for it, but if you do want the most efficiency, the Wonder plan is generally the best one out there. It tends to run at the cheapest per credit. So if you want to actually get a lot done, Wonder Plan is probably the way to go, but check these plans out for yourself to see what suits you best. If this is something you want to investigate, I highly recommend OpenArt because they generally tend to have the best video models available for you to use along with the best image models. And again, if you want to check out WAN 3.0, there's a link to OpenArt in the description if you want to try it out for yourself. I do think this is a really high value model, especially for the money you pay, So check it out and let me know what you think in the comments below. But otherwise, that's a video for today, guys. I hope you found it useful, and if you did, please consider giving the video a like. Hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.